Welcome to the FIAlab tutorial series. In this video, we'll focus on the basics of flow injection and the FIA1000 instrument. FIAlab Instruments is a leading manufacturer of flow injection analysis, or FIA, and sequential injection analysis, or SIA, instrumentation. These instruments are used to automate and streamline many liquid handling procedures. Our instruments are mostly used for environmental and agricultural analysis. However, research departments and industries ranging from fertilizer to semiconductor manufacturing have found our instruments vital to their operations. Our instruments are revolutionarily powerful and, most importantly, easy to learn and use. Now I'll turn it over to our team for more information on how to use them.
Hi, I'm Scott Schroeder at FIAlab Instruments. I'm a National Sales Manager, and today I'm going to show you basically a nice video on how to run and kind of what our FIA1000 is about. So I'm going to start you with an Autosampler. It's our ASX280. We don't rebrand it, so it's a C-Tech Autosampler. It means we have them right on the shelf in stock. We can ship them to customers in less than 24 hours. And they have many rack types, but this is a 60-position rack. You can have 90-position racks or centrifuge tubes, what have you. And then you have your standard rack up here, standard cups, just centrifuge 50 ml vials. I filled it today with dye so that we can kind of see things move through. And then you have 10 positions for that. And then that's just going to come, this is all Teflon tubing connected to the FIA1000. And we're very fortunate at FIAlab here because I can pick this up. Obviously I could hold this in one hand. It's only 10 inches across, so it's a really small footprint. Before I used to have to use an instrument that was 3-4 feet wide. So this is 10 inches or so. It has a flow cell right on top here. Everything's built modular. So honestly, you have your peristaltic pump, your 6-port valve, your flow cell, your light source is on the side, your full array spectrometer, which is super nice because that, if you can run all wavelengths simultaneously from all the way from 400 to 1100 nanometers. So let's say you're running nitrite and you have some tannins in your soil, that you have that color. Normally you would have to do a color subtraction, where here you can look at it at 520 nanometers, 600 nanometers simultaneously. It means you don't have to do color subtraction. It means you can look at multiple ranges. You can extend the dynamic range of your chemistry. So this is really a breakthrough technology that allows you no more filters to put in, none of that. This is a full array spectrometer, handles all the wavelengths. The peristaltic pump is an Ismatec, and it's very precise, and it's built in. And that means you're going to be able to start and stop it, run it overnight if you wanted to. And this allows the software, which by the way, FIAlab has programmers in-house. They make their own software in-house. We modify it for customers, it's great. So it really gives us the ability to basically allow you to customize your software if you want it. The pump itself uses pump tubes that are 3-collar. So that what that means is one collar is on there, and the second collar you can use as a spare. And this lowers your cost of operation, right? You don't have, your pump tubes, you're going to spend half as much money as you normally would. Let's say if you ran on an 8500 or 8000 or other instruments that use pump tubes. You just simply lock it down, the cassettes, and the lab-on valve is up here. The 6-port valve, instead of using numbers, we use letters, right? So sample loop is SL, and the waste is W, carrier C. And so, you know, it's more intuitive for a user to know how to plug things in. As well, you can see right through it, and the inner diameter is larger than normal Teflon tubing, which is 0.8 millimeter, let's say. But this is closer to 1.7 millimeter. And what it allows then is less clogging. You also see the rotor right through here, and the rotor only costs $80. So replace this rotor would cost you $80, and the software can align it automatically. So a user can do that. And otherwise you might send your valve in and another vendor where you'd spend $2,000, or now it's $3,000 to get your valve repaired. Flow injection, of course, utilizes a 6-port valve to inject sample, and SL is your sample loop. So I'm going to go ahead and run you some dye through here. So I'm just going to start the software to run it and give you basically an idea of letting you see it. Okay, so you'll notice right away it turns on the peristaltic pump. And this means that my method controls via software the peristaltic pump. That means, like I said, you can run overnight, right? It's going to go into the sample and it's going to pick up the basically the blue dye here. You're going to see that just moving through the sample line, and that basically is what I call sample reaches the valve. And that's a time, and you can set that. This sampler could be in another room if you were running radioactive samples, or it could be right next to it in a very tight line. So I can make that, seconds, 8 seconds or so to get from here to there. Once it's there, it's going to fill in the sample loop like you see here. There it goes. And then it's just going to go to your waste here. And you'll notice no more waste lines that you have to tangle and there's weights on them. That's just Teflon tubing going right into a cap. So that's easy. There's no more pump tube adapters, O-rings, all of those things are gone. And then you'll notice it fills the sample loop. When it goes back to the wash bath, then it's going to come to the next sample. And then it's going to take this sample and inject it. And that sample then is going to be injected, and you're going to see move right down the mixing coil there. A nice dispersion happening, of course, and then it's going to come back and it's going to go into basically the second one, that water, and then come up to top here, and then it's going to go through your flow cell, and that means that you can have a peak. The fastest we have is 8 seconds. We can get from sample here to a peak, and that's for phosphorus. And so that's real time. Real time in some other companies may mean, they take 8 minutes. In flow injection, it's 8 seconds is our fastest, okay? And then that sample just continues to run the next and next. And so you see really how flow injection works. And I appreciate it if you watch further. We have some more things on our software and future demonstrations. Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or you'd like to order a column, you can use the link shown in the description of the video for more information. FIAlab, Fluidics Intelligently Automated.